Yes, my people, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Best of the Rest, the show where we talk about the best and the rest, people. So that's why we don't have Man City in this section, because we are the best of the rest, man. We got man like Premsy, you know what I mean? Community Shield champions. I'm surprised it's not a Community Shield in the background, man. You know what I mean? A souvenir, man. What are you saying, though?
Nah, you know what, bro? Nah, I'm all good, bro. At the end of the day, we've won. For me, I just say it as it is, and it isn't nothing big. But the thing is, beating Man City for the mentality, that's what we take away from that game. I think that's why everyone's all hyped up and buzzing around it. But look, we got to speak it as it is. It's not really anything significant. But we're all good, man. Want to win every single game. We walk away with a victory. Happy days, man. Big up the chat, big up the panel. Let's get it cracking, man.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. We got man like Free Lewis in the building. Big up for the raid, but love to you, man. What are you saying, bro? You get me? You know what? I just feel like Chelsea have dominated the market again, man. Lots of things coming out again today. Washington, you bought a state in America. What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad in the dunya, man. But what are you saying, though? You've been blessed.
Oh, everything's good. Caicedo is finally getting impatient and forcing this move. So hopefully we get him in before the Liverpool game, ideally. We've got more youth apparently getting sanctioned. It's all crazy. Never a peaceful day at Chelsea Football Club. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Sanctioned?
Well, like we reported our own errors under the Roman era with Bowley, and now we're potentially facing fines and or points deductions, but it's probably not going to happen like that. Todd Bowley's already put 100 million saved just in case this happens. There was a report last year about it, so we've been anticipating this. Feel like it'll probably get settled, but they're trying to scaremonger fans and be like, "Oh, Chelsea are getting sanctioned again." Nah, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
Yeah, nah, man. Big up to you as well. And we got Rums. Big up to you filling in for months. Big up to months as always. But Rums, what are you saying, man? Everything bless.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Like I said, when everything outside of ball is good, but when it comes to Liverpool, just stress me out. But fingers crossed, the Lavia deal gets done in the last few days. Left out the squad. We need a 6. But yeah, other than that, I'm good. Big up Monts always as well, filling in for him.
Big up, man. Big up to Monts, but he couldn't make it today. He's got some rehearsals and whatnot, auditions. Also, Patrick might be coming in. I don't know. His internet went last minute, so Patrick might come in. But big up to Patrick as always. But yeah, exactly. Spursy, man. It's only Spursy, right? It's only Spursy, man. But we got to talk about this the latest on Chelsea, man. And Nkunku, bad injury, man. I don't know what happened, but it's not looking good. He's out for at least 16 weeks. Nkunku has gone for had a knee injury. He's gone under surgery as well, sustained in Chicago, man. That is devastating. When you actually deep Nkunku, he's actually an unlucky footballer, man. He's had so many injuries, and the latest one last year was in the World Cup. Wasn't it? Before the World Cup, he didn't make the squad, and now he's out for 4 months potentially. Obviously added to the Fofana one as well. He's out for the season, bro. Like, what's going on, man? How are you feeling about that one, Lewis?
It's just Chelsea, isn't it? It's just Chelsea. You come in and you immediately get injured. God, just firm it. Like, we were looking for a 10 anyway. We're linked with Eliseh, Kudus, potentially Cherky. We've got our name in the Neymar hat because now we want to leave too. I do think we get somebody in for that position. I don't think Eliseh makes a lot of sense now. The guy's already injured and apparently out till October. So what's the point of bringing him in when we need someone to start now? See if you can get Kudus, but Brighton want him, so you can't touch him until you get Caicedo sorted. Otherwise, they're just going to hold him out of spite. So it's a sticky situation right now. I don't think we'll have a 10 ready for the Liverpool game. It'll probably be Chukwuemeka or Maatsen, and I don't mind them being given a chance. They've impressed in pre-season, Maatsen especially. As long as it's not Gallagher, I think we'll be able to cope. The bigger issue is just get Caicedo in, but Nkunku out for 3 to 4 months. It's just not ideal. Like, people say it's the pitch. It wasn't really the pitch. It was a tackle with Mats Hummels. Happens, it's the game and everything. It's just it's very frustrating.
But it's mad though when you think about it. Like, it didn't look like it was a knee injury at that point. You know, when he was limping, it didn't seem like it. Was that the one where he was limping off the pitch that day? Same day.
But sometimes you get injuries and you can still walk it off. But didn't Van Dijk walk off after that leg injury at Everton?
Yeah, that's true.
We thought it wasn't as serious. He was limping off the same way as Nkunku was then. Like an hour after the game, it come out that he'd done his ACL. So yeah, man, it was similar. The way he was walking was similar to Nkunku. Yeah.
Ah, man, but it's a big blow, man. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, as a football purist, and as a football lover, I was looking forward to watching Nkunku because I think he's an exciting player. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want him to do well in that and your team to do well, but it's an exciting player in the Premier League to have in it. I was going to actually put him in my fantasy. You know, I was about to do my fantasy and I was getting ready to put Nkunku in there.
I took him out. He was in my side and I took him out.
You took him out? Damn, man. And then he's got to get back to the levels.
He had good interplay as well, but he's going to be out for half the season now, so you have to bring a 10. It's as important as Caicedo now. You got to bring somebody in.
Bro. Neymar's around, man. Neymar is there. João Felix part 2. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think he'll be João Felix. I wouldn't mind, but like, I'm not pushing for him either. Poch clearly doesn't want him, and he was okay when he was with us. Like, best of a bad bunch doesn't really mean a lot if you're looking at the bunch, but I wouldn't mind for another loan. But apparently, he's not keen on Cherky, Neymar, or João Felix coming back, all based on their long-term. His long-term vision and their work rate, which I won't lie, it's a little bit annoying. It's just saying no to Neymar just because he doesn't press as intensely as he would like. But I gotta trust his vision. It's only been a couple months. If your idea is a Kudus or someone more in that light, fine, let's do it. But fill the position up.
You know what you should do, You should go and get Caicedo in, and then tell Kudus to wait around and then do bidding for Kudus and then say, "Oh,
that's what I'm hoping we do."
Bro,
but it's not just us. I think Arsenal are interested in him too.
Arsenal, but I don't know, man. They've got. I don't know if they need Kudus right now. I think they've got a couple of players in there. They've got Trossard.
We're after him, though, bro. Trust me, we've just had a bid for Ansu Fati rejected, but they're going in for them. Look, they went in for Ansu Fati. I made a video on my channel. Literally just this morning, I made a video on my channel regarding it. They put an offer forward to Barcelona, but obviously Xavi's come out and said that he's integral to their plans.
Injury prone as well. He's injury prone, though.
Injury prone as well. But they said that the offer was a decent offer put forward, but the player doesn't want to go. He wants to stay, and also Barca want to keep him. There was interest with PSG as well, but again, Barcelona's not really looking at them. And before that as well, it's mad because Mendes actually offered him to Wolves before Ruben Neves got off to Saudi. So it's a player that Arsenal's looking at. And
Apparently
kudos.
as well, Al Hilal after Ansu Fati as well. Al Hilal after him. Al Hilal after everyone.
They're after everyone, bro. You get me?
They're after everyone, man.
They'll be coming in for Saeed next, man. I'm telling you.
Well, listen, you know me, man. I'm ready to ditch. Nah, I'm not going to ditch my channel, but you know what I'm saying? If the bag came in, then we never know. We might be able to talk. You know
yeah, lad,
there, bro,
you just hit it there, and then you get me, man's ready. Bro, he's going.
They're going to do it, man. AFTV and all these teams, man. They're going to say, yo, ditch AFTV, Robbie, and come work for the Saudi League, man. And yo, when that bag comes in, it's difficult to say no, you know, everyone's there. But nah, listen, I think ultimately, yeah, Chelsea, the thing is with Chelsea, yeah, I feel like they're the least prepared in this season, you know, out of everyone. Chelsea, for me, are the least prepared. The reason why I say that is because the back line, for me, I still don't know what centre-back pairing they've got. The midfield, we don't know what midfield pairing they've got. And also up front, you don't know what their best front three is. Sorry?
It'll be Silver and Colwell. Everything else is up for debate, but it'll be Silver and Colwell.
Side, I would say us and Chelsea are neck and neck. I'll say us two together are the two most unprepared.
Nah, yous are ahead of Chelsea by a mile, bro. I'm telling you now for a fact, Ron.
Your front six.
Chelsea's biggest problem, is that the squad wasn't already heavy loaded with top talent players that we know that are going to do well. Is all if buts and maybes with a lot of him. And Nkunku's a massive blow, man. Like watching him over the years, especially in being linked to Arsenal, quality player. And even Fofana as well. Fofana being out of the team for the full season, we all know what he's like as a centre-back. He's top-tier centre-back. And I think Chelsea are quite short. They're going to need to go out there before the window closes and recruit a few players. The way Brighton are moving with Caicedo, it could be even a chance that he might not go to them. Do you know what I mean? We've seen he put out there in January he wanted to leave and come to Arsenal. These men just shut it down straight away. And I think Pochettino is going to have a lot of work to do at Chelsea. First of all, he's got to understand his players and introduce his new style of play to the team, which is going to take an adapting period. And then the players that have left the squad, the experience that have left the squad, is this Chelsea team going to be the Chelsea that we've been used to seeing over 20 years? I honestly
we don't need that experience. I'll say that. That experience took us to 12th. Like, I agree on everything else. Like, I do think the team does need a bit of time, and there will be ups and downs throughout the season. I just don't know if it's going to be immediately. Like, we do have a good run to start the season off. Liverpool game is going to be tough, but other than that, I do think
What's your running?
The first few games we've got like Luton, West Ham, I think Everton. It's a pretty straightforward run. Our only tough games come in November.
Man.
Hey, one game at a time, bro. One game at a time. Like, we got a much easier season plan out compared to last season. Last season, we were fucked at the end of the season. And to be honest, our team wasn't good enough throughout. But we've got a favourable start.
Okay. That's not a bad start, you know. Liverpool, if you beat them at home, you know, West Ham away, again, they're in disarray at the minute. Luton Town at home, Nottingham Forest at home, Bournemouth away, Villa, and then it probably gets a little bit tough. It gets tough after September, though. Tell you that.
Around November's more difficult. That's just the Arsenal game and Villa.
Yeah, obviously Fulham down. Yeah, but you never know.
Because we've also got one game a week in those periods too. Those tough periods for us are going to be even tougher for the teams around us. We can just rest.
Yeah. You know what's mad, yeah? Like, I feel like for me with Chelsea, yeah, they spent a lot of money, but they haven't really done a lot. I don't know if that makes sense, guys. Yeah, for me, I think the balance of the squad is still where I think needs working on. I think the midfield for me is the key element. When they've got that together, I think Chelsea are going to be a slow burner in that sense of what are Chelsea really capable of this season. Like, it could be a situation where right now they're top 4, but if they have a good start to the season, we could say, yo, we need to start looking at Chelsea seriously here. Like, them man, you're not moving mad. I just want to see how they start off. And then, obviously, we're going to give our predictions anyway. But are you feeling that as well, Rams, where you kind of like, they could be a dark horse for anything to happen? Like, you don't know what's going to happen, really, with Chelsea.
You'll see in my predictions later. But I just think when everyone around them, us, yourselves, Arsenal, City, Brighton, all these teams are concentrating on Europe. And like Lewis alluded to, that one game a week, I think is just a game changer because Lewis, you might be able to correct me, but I can't remember the last time Chelsea were out of Europe. I think you might have even won the league, wasn't it?
Conte's first
exactly.
season.
So
Yeah.
we've not been used to Chelsea just being in one competition. And one thing they do have, regardless what you want to say about them, they do have a winning culture that they win something pretty much every other season. Not of recent, but they do have that winning culture. And I think what you said is key side. It depends on their start. Because if they have if they can have an up and down start, Chelsea fans aren't patient. They're gonna potch out, screams will happen and all that. But if they have a good start and they can maintain it, I don't think they'll challenge for the title, but top 4, they can be very strong contenders. That, like I said, you'll see in my prediction later what my reflection is on Chelsea. But yeah, man, I think we just need to see what their start is saying. But yeah,
Poch is playing a big pressing system as well. Do that with the amount of rest that we have. We're going to be a dangerous team to play against if everything goes to plan. That's the only problem with us. Too many ifs. Start the season, we'll answer a lot of those questions.
Yeah. I think for me, that's what I'm saying. This is why I think for me it's very difficult. They can finish anywhere between top 4 and the title. I know it is with Chelsea. I just need to know what's going on. If they can survive that period, it could be a situation where we're saying, right, Chelsea in the title race halfway through the season. Like, I don't think Arsenal were title contenders at the start of the season, were they? Let's be honest. Did you think Chelsea were title contenders?
None of us thought they
You
were.
didn't think that, Prems. But
no, I didn't think Arsenal was going in for the title when we started the season, but it's hard to deny pretty much from the get-go. We were up there all the way. It's just obviously the belief that everyone had that we weren't going to go all the way, and they kept proving us wrong every step of the way, really, up until the last third where we started to drop a few points and it started to unravel a little bit. But I think there's two. Obviously, this is just my personal opinion. I think it's going to be well too early for Chelsea. I think Poch is a good manager. But when I look at their squad now and I look at their midfield and their attack and even the injury problems they have in defence, because it's key to keep Reece James fit. And we know that he's injured quite a lot of the time.
Yeah.
We know Chilwell struggles with injuries.
Gusto's coming now.
Yeah, but again, these players have to settle in the Prem. We have to see what they're like in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? They've now got a younger squad. I think there's a lot of teams in the Premier League that are very strong. I don't think they've got a stronger squad than Newcastle. I think Aston Villa are up there. I think United have strengthened. Arsenal have strengthened. I honestly believe Liverpool will come back. Tottenham keep Harry Kane. They've added some quality to their team as well with James Maddison. It's not going to be that easy. Obviously, with my predictions, you'll see.
Raya, here we go.
Hey?
Raya to Arsenal.
Oh,
here
shit.
we go.
Raya to Arsenal. Breaking news. Oi!
Yeah.
Ramsdale's
Happy
out.
days. I don't think he'll be out.
Ramsdale in the mud.
Ramsdale. Are you mad? Here we go.
Mad.
You know, I've got the
Do you
breaking
even have a
news
picture
here,
ready?
people.
Have you got it up?
No, I didn't have a picture ready. No graphics today.
Fabrizio.
Yeah, Fabrizio. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign David Raya. Here we go, man. I'm interested to see what the fee is, man. I need to know what the fee is. Because if you guys, Chelsea in particular, yeah, you man could have got this. If he is literally for me 25 million odd, yeah, I can't lie. That's a big L on Chelsea. It's a big L on Tottenham.
Yeah.
No, I know why Chelsea. I get why Chelsea have gone for Robert Sanchez. Is because apparently when he lost his goalkeeping coach, that's when his form went down. Now we've just reunited the pair. We expect Sanchez to be better as a result. I see the vision. Make it work.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Like I said,
think
that's big
40
news.
million apparently.
I think it will be more of an L for. I think it'd be more of an L for Spurs side because correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis. There was interest, but you didn't put in a bid. Spurs actually put in. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was a 35 million bid. So I think for Spurs, it will be a proper L, and Brentford obviously rejected it. So yeah, it's crazy, and it's their North London rival. They're next door neighbours.
I can't lie to you, Brentford. Yo, watch out for Brentford this season, man. They've lost Tony and they've lost Raya. I can't lie, man. There's two big L's right there. I know Tony will come back in January, but I didn't expect them to kind of lose them. Arsenal, yeah, here it is. Here's a tweet. I think it's here. Let me see what the money they've spent, people, man. What do you predict there? Premsy?
25 mil.
Oh, nothing. Nah, he's not said the money. He said
25
Arsenal reached an agreement. Here we go. Deal agreed after personal terms. Documents being prepared by club's medical book this week. Probably David honestly will reveal the price in terms of that.
To be fair, it's been expected. He was there, weren't he? He was at the Community Shield game, Raya.
Was he at the Community Shield game? How do you know?
He was there. He was in the crowd. Everyone's been talking about it. Pictures were taken and stuff.
Swear
So,
down.
yeah, he was there, man. Trust me, it was going to happen. But I think it is good intent from Arsenal. I think it came out of nowhere. We didn't expect to be signing another goalkeeper, but Nottingham Forest are pressing hard with Matt Turner, so we're going to definitely need to get someone in. I'd rather have two good goalkeepers than one good one and one we don't know if he's good or not. Maybe Arteta might try to do something a bit different and rotate the goalkeepers. Certain games play Raya, certain games play Ramsdale.
Do we believe that though? I think for me that's possible, but I can't look at me and I just can't see it, man. Rums, can you see it? Rotation? Because I can't lie, I thought Ramsdale done enough there for me to kind of say, you know what, he's first choice. He's done enough in terms of the saves and just in general, like big performance and whatnot. But what are you saying?
I was saying it on Black Show the other week as well. The things with the two goalkeeper things, I think, for me, this doesn't last because at big clubs, you rarely have the two. But Prem makes a good point. I think you'll have rotation sometimes. And if this is the season Arsenal win the league, Arsenal fans will not care. They won't care at all. Let's say them two are only at the club this season and they win the league. That's it. Like, Arsenal fans wouldn't care. But for me, you've seen a recent history, like with you lot, with Romero and De Gea. You've seen it with Real Madrid, like Navas, Courtois, Czech and Courtois at Chelsea. At a big club, I think it's more of a pride thing. One of the keepers think, I want to play regular football. And the things with Ramsdale and Raya, they're both at good ages. I think both 24 and 26. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're like in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think it lasts that long. But listen, that competition for this season or not, I think it's going to bring the best out of both of them. Because I think most Arsenal fans will agree, Ramsdale needs that competition. Because sometimes he has that lapse in concentration. But boy, like I said, if them two are here for this season and it brings Arsenal one of the big trophies, Arsenal fans won't care in the least. They won't care.
You know what it is as well? If Ramsdale is starting, which I expect him to, and he gets injured, for example, you need to bring somebody in who's gonna basically live up to that level, or if not better. So it is only good for the Arsenal people that are chatting macro about Ramsdale and Raya. They just hate him because I guarantee you most of us would have probably took Raya in their team, and it's simple.
Two quality keepers, bro. Both of them are quality keepers. Like, no one can dispute that.
No, 100%. No, I hear you, man. Big up to Nicole. She said rotating makes no sense. What if one consistently outperforms the other? Is it just going to cause problems? I mean, I don't think in football right now, I don't see a clear like keeper like that. I'm trying to look at now. Ortega is a little bit levels behind Ramsdale. I look at Ryan Ramsdale. I don't think there's a big gap in between them, the goalkeeping abilities. I think both of them have each other's qualities. Maybe Raya, in terms of kicking out and playing out from the back, suits Arsenal more. But in terms of like when I look at Europe, I don't really see that many. I'm trying to look at around Europe. Like there's always a first number one, clear number one. Everyone else is kind of
you need
like
that competition, though, Saeed. Otherwise, look, I'm an Arsenal fan. I watch my team every single time. Yeah. And Ramsdale at times does look too comfortable. You get me? He hasn't got somebody really knocking on his door to say, right, this is what you need to up your level. You got to make sure you don't make no mistakes. Look against Man City. He almost got caught out, passed the ball into the middle, and Thomas Partey saved his bacon. He gave the ball away. I think Raya is a lot more composed with the ball at his feet. It's going to be interesting, bro. They can both push each other. Somebody gets injured. We've got loads of competitions to play: Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. We need to be going for all of them. And if you want to be serious, we've got to have two good players in every position.
Yeah, guys, it's 1.2K. It's not even 300 likes. You guys are mocking it, man. Come on, people, man. Hit the like button, people, man. We need the 500 likes ASAP. Mods, let's get on it, people.
Man, a ghost in the light button like Mason Mount. What is this? Come on, guys.
Well, right. Listen, Mason Mount, he couldn't shoot for days, man. So I hope the chat are not on that situation. But yeah, listen, I think Arsenal, are they quite done yet? I still think they need a striker in that aspect. You man rejected a bid yesterday from Monaco for Florian Balogun. Why don't you just sell him and go and get another striker with that money? Like, I don't understand why you messing around, man.
We need to maximize it, bro. If you look at the market right now, how much players are getting sold for, look, the reason players go out on loan is to show what they're capable of doing and their value. Balogun's gone out there. He was up there with the top goal scorers in France. Yeah, it might not be the same as the Premier League, but he's young. He's got a high ceiling. He can shoot with both feet. He's physically strong. He's quick. Look, Usman just brought Højlund based on potential. You get me, for what, 64 to 72 million. Why shouldn't we be going out there trying to recoup the best amount of money for our players? You get me? Because over the years, we've been more or less paying people's contracts off or giving them away for free. We need to be bringing money in for the players. And now, with the amount of money that we're spending, we have to kind of balance the books, and we have to bring in this kind of money. I think eventually he will go, but it's just the negotiation period. We're just trying to squeeze as much as we can out for him.
Fair play to Balogun, man, for moving and wanting to do well, man. Because I can't lie to you, he's a player that I think for me could play in any kind of league. I think he's got that kind of like he's obviously changing nationalities. You know what I mean? He's what American now or something. So you know what I mean? Fair play to the guy, man.
You know
So
what it is?
I don't know, man. It's a good little step up for him. You know what I mean? Again, it just depends on what Arsenal would want as a striker. Do they go and get a Kudus type player? You know, Arteta hasn't even bought any strikers, out and out strikers. I know Jesus is there, but he's never really gone for an out and out striker, has he? Like a bag.
I would have kept Balogun over Nketiah, in my opinion. I would have kept Balogun over Nketiah.
He could have kept
I think,
Balogun over Nketiah. So I don't know. Arteta maybe he doesn't like an out and out striker. Maybe he's not that kind of a fan of that player, of that mold. He probably
I
looks
think
like a
that's
player
what it
that
is.
wants a facilitator in terms of look at Trossard. He brought Trossard in. You know what I mean? And he's more of again not an out and out striker. He could play in the wing, play in the centrally. You know what I mean? He's not that kind of guy.
Well, he does that at the back as well. He likes the player with a lot of versatility. He could play a lot of different positions.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he wants to go for. And even when we've seen Man City over the years, before they had Haaland, they had a player there that was basically letting the left winger, right winger invert and interchanging positions and be a bit more free flowing. I think that's what he's adopting for, because 80% of Arsenal fans that I speak to, they want a big striker, a plan B, something a little bit different, where if it's not going for you, you can bring them on, lump the ball up, hold it up, bring other players into play and be a good finisher. Arteta definitely doesn't. I don't think he sees that as the way he wants to play football. I think he's just got one style that he wants to play, and that's the way he wants to just go about things. Because if we did go out there and get a big striker, I always bang on Mitrovic because I do like the player, even Ivan Toney in January or an Ollie Watkins, somebody like that. He can also facilitate Gabriel Jesus playing on the wings. So you won't even really need to bring in another winger. You've got Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Jesus can play there. Now we've been seeing him play Fabio Vieira out on the right wing, which honestly I believe needs a loan. But what I'm saying is there's players there that can play that position.
Do you know what it is with Balogun and Eddie? Like, I agree with you, Prem. I think Balogun's the better striker, and as an Arsenal fan, you probably want to keep him. But I realise that sometimes in football, you need them players that are happy to be there, and when they get called upon, they're going to give their all for the shirt. For me, that's Eddie. Like, he's happy to be there. Of course, he'll probably want to start, but Balogun, like, he for me has that more like stronger mindset where I'm not being second fiddle to everyone after the season I just had. I rate myself a bit higher. I need to go out and be playing first team football, where Eddie's like, you know what, I love the club. I'm going to give my all, but I don't mind being second fiddle. We kind of had it with Origi as well. It's not to say them players are bad, by the way, but you kind of need players that basically know where they stand and know they're not going to be that starting player. But I agree with Prem. I think Balogun's the better one.
100. Yeah. And you know what's a big piss take as well, is that during pre-season, you hardly got a sniff. Now, you need to have that. You need to give these players an opportunity in pre-season to show what they're capable of doing, because that's what a pre-season's about. You know what I mean? In order for him to come in and not really get a sniff, it looks like the mind was already made up to pretty much let him go and keep Eddie, which I think is pretty unfair, to be honest.
Yo, fair play to Chelsea. They got a new sponsor, yeah. Big up to David at United.
50 million.
Balogun. 50 million sponsor. Jeez.
That's more than what anyone else was offering us. So it's actually Warner waiting. Infinite Athlete.
You know, ours is 90 a year, but you know, it's not too
Infinite
bad.
Athlete. Looks good. It's a nice logo.
I've never heard of it.
I don't know, but they're working with Usain Bolt. Like, I've seen a couple pictures of it on the timeline.
What is it? A tire company?
Like, what would it look like?
No, it's an athletics company. Hold up. I'll share screen now.
Yeah, and by the way, the David Raya is 30 million package.
That's what it should look like.
Yeah, so send it me. Okay. You know what? I don't like know about that one, you know. I don't know.
It's a nice logo. All I want is big font so it doesn't come off the shirt after a couple washes. I got what I wanted. I'm happy.
Does that look great to you?
That free logo is shit. Never lasts a year.
I'm dead.
I don't think that's great, you know.
For me, it looks a bit retro. It looks a bit old.
I need it to be gold. That's all. I need it to be gold and go with the
Show me
badge
the
in it.
game one. What was that game one?
To
you
be
had? What was
fair,
that
though,
game?
Saeed, your sponsors
Game
have
one.
looked dead over the years as well.
Well, ours is obviously, you know what I mean? That obviously, but our kit this year is clean though. I don't know, man. I don't think that looks great. But again, it needs to be gold though as well. It can't be.
Yeah.
It can't be white. It has to be
White,
gold. If it's gold, then it
Let me
looks
see.
a bit
Someone
better.
put in the comments. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
you know
much
what?
better.
That
I'm
looks
better
better.
with that now. Yeah, that looks better now. But if it's white, then it doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying? To you?
Yeah. I'm with you.
So yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you on that one. But yeah, in terms of the David Raya, 1 second, yeah, 30 million £30 million. So it's not too bad. That I
Not
can't
bad.
lie to you.
Any add-ons on
Why
there
did
as
he-
well? Or?
30 million total capacity has been clarified in the next hour. Raya will sign a contract 2028. Medical next week. Brentford will make a huge profit. They signed David Raya from Blackburn for 2.7
I thought they were asking
million.
for 40 a few months ago.
So
Surprised
that's
it
what I'm
broke
saying.
down.
Why did they reject Tottenham then? Why did
45 they
Tottenham's
wanted off
40
Tottenham.
million?
Word. No,
Right?
you got to take your hats off to Eddie, man. That is a still 30
I
million.
do.
Package.
Masterclass.
That's
I
that.
don't think. I think that's total package as well. I think that must be add-ons included. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a flat
There you
fee.
go. So it could be 20 million and then 5. I don't know, man. 10 million add-ons or 25 plus 5. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying to you? So fair play, man. Like I said, Edu Kroenke in, man. I don't know why you guys were moaning at Edu and Kroenke, man. He's
Nah,
delivering.
but
He's not that
that's what you
the
need to see.
Glazers.
You get me. You need to be proactive, and you need to start doing it. He's doing it now. Happy days. You get me. I
Yeah.
get a clap and a smile when we see him now. You know
Listen,
what I
man, you need to
mean?
build a statue for Edu,
Nah,
man.
nah,
Build a
nah,
statue.
allow it.
No,
Allow
I'm
it.
dead
You get me?
serious,
I don't know
man.
what you're
Build a
talking
statue,
about.
man.
You know
They've
what I
never
mean?
else rejected more from Tottenham, you know. That's mad.
You know, shout out to Fuad. Apparently, Fuad made a mad tweet. Let me see
Yeah,
what
I've just
Fuad
seen
said,
his
people.
tweet. He's going crazy.
He's going crazy, yeah.
Want me to share this one as well?
Wow.
Do you know?
Yeah,
You
go
know?
on.
Don't you think maybe because Tottenham, maybe just no one just rates them, but do you think maybe because Tottenham were more desperate, that Arsenal didn't need Raya? They're like, you know what? They need him, so we're gonna bump them. But you don't really need him, so we'll just.
Nah, we
nice
do need him, man. Trust me,
That is
because
wild.
Turner's gone and Hine ain't
Yes,
gonna be
yes,
cutting
yes.
it for us. So we do
Turner
actually
went
need
Forest,
another
didn't it?
goalkeeper. Yeah,
Turner
yeah.
went Forest.
Turner went
Yeah,
Forest. But I'm pissed off about that because we wanted Dean Henderson to go Forest, but he's absolute methods, man. You know what I mean? Arsenal came in and said, "Yo, we got a guy here called Matt Turner. He's number one for America. You know, he's number one, the USA keeper. Like he deserves a bit more credit, you know. And he's 28. He's
decent.
not no young buck.
It's decent.
But yeah,
man.
big up to Fuad.
Good bit of business.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
they're
up
not happy. But they got that Italian brother in it. So you know what I mean? You man can
Yeah.
have that in it. You know what I'm saying? So now we need Dean Henderson to go. Why do you take Dean Henderson off us, man, Lewis, man? Should have took him off us. Decent keeper.
Why do we need him? You got Robert
Bro, he's
Sanchez.
better than
That guy can't
Pepper.
even break into your squad over De Gea. I'm good.
Bro,
Lewis, man,
listen, man.
we got to keep it for you as well. You could take Adrian off us. Quality, man. He's
I will
quality.
take
You know
Adrian
who's
if
good?
you take Gallagher. Deal?
No,
Oi.
You don't
Nah,
need a
bro, that's
midfielder.
right.
Oh man, he's a good
You know
boy.
what's mad though? It's hard to get rid of players now, man. It's so hard, man. We can't get rid of Maguire and Thingy, man. It's pissing me off, man. How much do you reckon Maguire? I want to ask you guys first of all, yeah, because we're having this conversation in fan base here. How much is Maguire and McTominay worth in the market right now? How much do you think we should get for them? Because I don't know what the fan base is saying on here. Because I think 30 million for both. I'd take it, that me.
I'll just start to
Well, let's
say
run.
that.
I think
Me
that's a
too,
good
but
deal,
the
man.
English tax weighs heavy. That's
Somebody
why it's
Scottish,
even-
fam.
Scottish tax. There ain't no English tax for
It's not-
McTominay. He's
oh,
Scottish.
yeah, why the fuck McTominay cost that much then?
Exactly. Maguire.
You know what
bro,
is, yeah? And to be fair to that Maguire, I think he's dog shit. I can't lie. I think he's poor. But in a back three, and you're parking the bus and that, 14 out of West Ham, he will look better. You know what I mean? He'll look better in a team like that. But I think 30 each. And the only reason why I'm saying 30, because they're both international as well. You got to consider that. Like they're not even just international for the start country and that in the squad. They both start. Do you know what I mean? So I think 30 each. Any more than 30 each, I think United fans are getting a bit too gassed. Like that's the most stop at the parent.
No, I think that's right, man. You know what I mean? But again, it's one of them where I'm just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, Maguire's just caused so much issues at United. It's like it's just time to move. Have you had that player in your team where you know what? Just go, man. Just get out the door, man. Just leave me alone. You know that
It,
bedroom. I don't know who it is here, but
it was
sometimes man
Lovren
say,
for
"Yo, listen,
us. It was
take the
Lovren
money
for
and go."
us.
Lovren, yeah, Lovren. Like,
Where
bro,
it was
like you
mistake
get the
after
money,
mistake, and it's like, bro, just cut now, bro. We've had enough.
bro.
Yeah,
You know when someone owes you money, yeah, and you're asking them for so long, yeah, yo, brother, when are you gonna pay me back? When are you gonna pay me back, bro? Like, come on, man. And then you know what you say to them at the end, bro, just take the money and just leave me alone. You get me? That don't ever speak to me again. Like, bro, that's where Maguire is at right now. Take the money and let's go, man. Because at the end of the day, you made a loss. Lukaku's the same. Yeah, exactly. Lukaku. Like, it's got to the point now where I don't think Chelsea fans are bothered about the 100 million they spent on him. But the fact that he went through that interview, the fact that he went through the fact that he was basically twerking for Inter Milan. Then he went to Juventus, but the whole camaraderie around it. You're like, yo, it's time to move on. You know them ones there. Like,
Just
just
want
go.
him
And
gone.
I think
How
United
old is
fans,
McTominay now, Saeed?
26. He's 27 in July in November. So I'd say, yeah, he's 26. So he's still got a good 4 or 5 years left in him
Probably worth
in that
about 25
aspect.
mil.
Right? But the thing is, we
Probably.
got it for free. So he came through the academy. But then again, what makes it worse is that Gallagher is worth 40 million. And I'm not going to lie to you, yeah. I think you get more out of McTominay than you get out of Gallagher in a sense of he probably gets more goals than Gallagher. He probably breaks the box and
nah.
he's done well for Scotland in that aspect. Yeah, that's
Saeed,
the one where I'm like, yo, like,
you know why I think that's harsh? Because Gallagher's been poor for Chelsea, but we've seen this guy ball out on 2 loan spells at West Brom and Palace. You put him in a lesser team, Gallagher showed you. Let's be honest, when we all saw Gallagher in West Brom and Palace, we were like, this guy looks like a baller here. The minute you put him back in that Chelsea blue, he was just looking a bit dead. But the difference with McTominay, you know what? Maybe we need to see McTominay at another club. But I think Gallagher will flourish a bit more than the McTominay. Do you know what I mean? But
McTominay
yeah,
should go to Everton, man. That's the kind of team he
that's
needs
the
to go
type,
to.
yeah. And they'll pay the money. You know, Everton always
yeah,
overpay. They'll actually pay that money for him as well.
yeah. I don't know what people are saying about Hoyland. Apparently, he's got a back injury that basically won't allow him to play twice a week. So,
Kim Kallstrom part
boy,
2.
Fucking hell.
yo, guys,
How
man,
did that
please,
pass the
I'm gonna talk
medical?
about this. Bro, you can't play 2 games a week. Yo, listen, don't do this to me, man. Don't do this. But I need to read
Oh
that more
my
before I
god.
can discuss it. But bro, like we need you. We
70
need you, bro.
million
We
on a
need
guy
you.
with less than 10 league goals and can't play twice a week.
Bro, listen, man. I
Boy.
don't know, man.
Ain't
They're
looking
saying that
good,
it's
is it?
common in young players. But bro, man, he passed the medical, man. I don't know what Man United are doing. Are they doing something dodgy around there? Come on,
Exactly.
man.
Someone said in the comments, yo, dodgy
Yeah,
medical
listen,
stuff.
I don't know. People might be doing some
They said you bought
sensational
half a
kind of
striker.
scaremongering. The fact that it's from Daily Mail, they love to scaremonger. They love
Yeah, they
to,
love it. Yeah, it's true.
you know what I mean? So I have to look at it. I have to read it. You know what I mean? I don't know if Martial gave him a little curse or something, man. Maybe he met Martial, bro, and had a little word with him. You know, one of them ones there, like he had a little phone call with Martial, and all of a sudden he said, "You will be with me. You will be injured like
Yeah.
me." So, boy, man, I hope not. I hope not. But based up to V33 says it's Lukaka, aka R9. Since Nkunku is out, CFC interested in Thierry Martial Mbappe, 15 million and
Who?
15 million. What's the logic behind Raya to Arsenal? Listen, I think he's explained the
Thierry
competition,
Marshall.
isn't it?
First of all,
No,
Nkunku would
the
be
logic
playing in
is we
either
need the
the 10
goalkeeper.
role. Nkunku would be playing either the 10 role or left wing. So there's no reason for Lukaku to come in because he doesn't play
Yeah,
either of those positions. And Martial, no, like we already have enough problems with injuries without bringing that croc to my club. I'm good, thank you very
yeah.
much. Appreciate the donation.
No, big up to you, man. Guys, 1.5K is only 400 likes, guys. I want 700 likes, man. ASAP, guys. It's free to do so. It doesn't affect you in any way. Bottom right hand
Let me do
corner, it
it
looks
now
like
as
a
well.
thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Support the channel because what it does is by you liking the video, it goes to other people. It hits the algorithm and it goes to more people to enjoy the show, man. So big up to everybody. LJ Brown says, Maguire is mad. He needs a reality check. Your fifth choice, bro. Him, Cedric, Holden, and God knows who else needs to cut like Prem's haircut, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, It's mad. I don't know why the Prem's got the shade there, but you know what I mean. It's true, man. Some players just want that. They need to know their what they're about in it. Some people like to be part of something rather than become something. You know what I mean? Like in life, there's always people that want to be part of something that become something. So I just think for me, just go and explore yourself, innit? Go enjoy life, man. Go be a player. Like that Man United bag, like you've done it. You've had the taste, man. You know what I mean? You've enjoyed it. Like allow it now. Go be a player now. You're 30 years old. Enjoy the rest of your career. You know what I mean? And West Ham will get behind you because they're a football club that I think for me will tolerate Maguire. I don't think Man United fans they've had enough. So yeah, listen, it is what it is. Hoyland's not the hyena, Pogba buried. Listen, that's wild. That's wild. But let's talk about Liverpool.
Yes,
Man, like Carragher's been back and forth on the timeline with Gary Neville. FSG's going mad. I seen Redmen TV, you know what I mean, basically saying, what's the point of talking about, FSG? It's not worth it, etc., etc. Lavia third bid rejected again. Apparently, he expected to put in another bid soon, but fourth
it's
bid.
not.
This
It's
is
not been
mad.
confirmed, but the fourth bid is rumored 48, and there's rumors that it should be accepted now. But still, if they was to reject this one, I wouldn't be surprised. They just want that 50 million. Like they just want that 50 million straight, that outright. But for me, the whole FSG stuff, you got obviously Redman calling out some content creators. The Carragher thing, like I said to you, that was new news to me. I hadn't really heard about that, but what it is that we've going through a major rebuild to have 2 come in and 6 to come out, which experienced players in your Hendersons, your Fabinos, Keita, Milner, etc., Oxlade-Chamberlain. Like to only have 2 in, it's the way we started doing those Szoboszlai and Mac. We thought, you know what, this could be a proper window. Like FSG actually backing us now. But where it's just from then, we've signed no one, and there was all this promise. We were quoted to have a certain amount of money for the rebuild, and nothing's happened. Now we're getting desperate, and it's a bit of PTSD. It's like last season as well, where we needed a midfielder and we signed Arthur Melo on the last day. That barely. I don't think he even had any minutes in the Prem. I think it was only Champions League against Napoli, the back end of that. But with FSG now, you can all see it, and I've always said, right, with Klopp, you have to kind of call them out in a smart way, because if you don't, you're then an enabler. Like you sign a contract, you know how they operate, and if you don't kind of ruffle a few feathers, they're not going to give you that money. But he actually has this year. He's come out plenty of times saying, "Look, we need a centre back, we need midfielders, we know we need players," and they're still not delivering. And I understand the whole low ball thing. You want to see how much you can get on a player for a certain price, but now it's evident. Southampton want that 50 million. Just pay. I do think we're going to see a here we go probably this evening or tomorrow, because he's been left out. He played against. He was in the squad.
He's out for the game. Yeah.
Yeah, he's out for the game, and he was in the squad against. Who did they last play on the Open Championship on Friday? I think it was Sheffield Wednesday. But he didn't come on.
Sheffield Wednesday.
And Russell Martin, even when he's getting questioned about him, he's like, look, we don't really know what happened. He's a bit coy on it, but I think he deep down knows. He's indicated to the club he wants to leave. He's let them know. But back to FSG this summer, it's just we're sick of them side. Honestly, we are sick of them, and we want to get back to the levels of challenging. We need players, and the things are, for me, once we get Lavia, for me that's it. And if you've seen our problems going the other way, every preseason game, we're going to outscore teams this year. When it comes to the attack, you lot, I am not worried in the slightest. Slightest. But the other, even yesterday, a game against Darmstadt, it's like route one ball over the top. They score, and it kept happening. We kind of have no answer for it, and I'm just worried. That's why, obviously, you'll see in my predictions a bit later. But going forward, it's fine. I have no qualms. We're probably gonna average 2-3 goals a game. The way our attack is, we're blessed in the attack. But the other way, just holding our defense, running back. And you know, another thing people don't speak about enough. We've all 4 of our centre, actually not 4. Sorry, the Van Dijk stuff. I think people overdo it. Van Dijk's not injury prone. I know he got that serious injury, but since then he's been fine. And if he does get injured, it's maybe out for a game. He's not injury prone. I think rival fans like to just make that sound worse than it is. But Konate, Gomez, and Matip, they're injury prone defenders, and we're one Konate injury away from just being average. So,
bro, that's why for me it's scary that Liverpool are not going for a centre back, like because of the fact that for me, it's
We
Canati
want
one
one.
away.
Side, we want one. Klopp's come out and said he wants one, but with Liverpool, wanting and getting is two different things. I personally think it stops at Lavia, and we're still going to have them defensive issues. But Klopp's made it clear it's down to FSG to back him now, honestly. And we know we have the money because we were willing to match the 80 million price for Colwill. Some credible journalists even reported that. So, yeah, man, it's just...
That's how Liverpool moved, though. They get decent deals by just acting broke. But you got to look at Southampton as well, man. These men are moving reckless, even like with James Ward-Prowse. Like the amount of prices that they're slapping on players, they've just been relegated. You get me? And really, they could do with the money. I think £45 million all round package for Lavia is reasonable. Like he is decent. He's got potential.
You know what it is though? It's because they know that's the only position and the only player that they're going for. Had they been going for Paulinho, had they been going for Caicedo, had they been going for certain other players, then Southampton would have been like, you know what? They're going for different players. Liverpool have not made it smart then. They haven't gone for other players of that prototype. So then it looks like, imagine you've got one thing that you've got. It's going to be premium. And Lavia's become a premium signing. When in reality, he should be it's a normal signing that Liverpool should be able to make. But all of a sudden,
LJ Brown's right, man. You need to come in for Nkunku.
No, I don't want any of them.
LJ Brown, Nkunku.
You two would love that. I don't want any of them. But
allegedly, Burnley are coming in for him, though, innit? They want to loan him.
Burnley, yeah, because obviously it's former player of what's his name? Company. He was meant to be the next Vieira, apparently. Boy, listen.
That was what company said, innit?
Hey.
I think that was company's quote. He said, "Yeah, I rate him before you went Arsenal. I rate him highly, whatnot." But I think it's a Belgian thing. You wanted to back his countrymen. You know, it's one of them ones.
Yeah,
but no.
But you know what is over, didn't he?
Yeah, go on.
Do you know what it is with the Lavia thing as well? Now we have to get it done because it's principle. You know what I don't want it to turn into, Side? I'm going to take a shot at your club. The De Jong situation last summer. You chase someone all summer. And they just don't come to you. It's principle that you're spot on. If we were going for other targets, Southampton would be like, you know what, it's not just our player they want. Let's lower the price a bit because we know, cool, if they can't get this guy, they're going to go elsewhere. But where we're only going for him and we're intent on Lavia, they're like, you know what, you're not going in for anyone else. We're going to try and extort you. We're going to try and drag this out for as long as we can. But it's principle now. We can't be chasing this guy for the past 5-6 weeks and not land him now. So I do think it gets done. But yeah, after that, priority has to be a centre back. And I just know my owners. I just don't think we'll get it done. I just don't.
Yeah, listen, I don't know, man. Premsy, we're going to do predictions soon, but you said that Liverpool will have a good season. I still back United to finish above Liverpool, and I'm only saying that because for me, I just think they haven't sorted out the centre-back issues. I think they look weak in midfield in terms of the sixth position there. I think that, you know what I mean? Jurgen Klopp as well, tactically, I still think there's a bit of naiveties in his game. I think the fullbacks, listen, I think Trent is a good fullback. I'm looking at Robertson, you know. I'm not going to lie to you, yeah. Robertson's getting a bit older now. I don't know if he will be at that level anymore. I think last season we just started to see a little bit of a deterioration in Robertson's game. Listen, it's a good left back. It's been a good left back for the past 4 or 5 years. They're undeniable, but I still think there's a bit of weaknesses in Robertson's game now in that area. So I don't know, man. I just think for me, Liverpool have got problems, but in terms of up front, listen, they're going to score goals. They probably outscore teams, but will they be able to keep teams at bay as well? That's where the thing for me is. I don't know what you think, Lewis. You're playing them at the start of the season. Are you scared by Liverpool? Or do you see them as a threat? Like, what do you think of Liverpool?
Honestly, the game could go either way. Both sides have holes in their team, and I think it's not going to be one of them 0-0 draws. Chelsea are capable of winning. Liverpool are capable of winning. Liverpool probably have more experience, which might see them through this game, but I'm still trying to weigh up how important experience really is, especially with the experience we had last season. So for all we know, we could be an energetic Chelsea side with a much better range of ideas that Liverpool don't expect. It's really hard to predict that game. But there's going to be a lot of goals.
Yeah. Listen, let's see in that aspect. Do you know what I mean? breaking news: the Premier League are investigating Chelsea for potential financial breach. Oh, that was one that you talked about before.
That's what, yeah.
But that's just something Sky Sports, Sky Sports are only
Lewis,
talking
just to
about
touch
now.
on what you just said about the game, I don't think it will be 0-0 either. But would you just be surprised if it's just another score draw? Like, I think 6 out of our last 7 have been drawn.
This one would shock me because the last few times we played, I'd be like, our defense is brilliant, our attack is dog shit. So I at least know we can keep a clean sheet. It's just, can we score a goal? Never. Now I think we can score goals. Now I think we can catch you guys in transition, but you guys can also run through our midfield as well, and you guys are players that can score chances. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, both teams
With
have
this one here,
weaknesses.
sorry to cut you off, but with this financial breach here, it doesn't affect Chelsea this season in terms of point deduction, in terms of fines, in terms of that.
We're probably going to get fined. There might be a
No
points
point deduction.
deduction, but I'm not worried about it because we've handled this the right way. We've reported it. It's something that happened under Roman. Roman's not here, so it doesn't really make sense to punish us like that. Probably settle it with some sort of money dispute. Todd Bowley, there was an article from 2022 that said Todd Bowley had saved 100 million with this potentially in mind. So we should be fine. We should be fine. I think it's just a bit of scaremongering.
Yeah, listen, obviously Sky Sports, man, that's what they do, man. They love to milk news when they don't really get any sources right. I mean, they used to be good back in the day, but now, you know, I mean, they've got journalists now just taking over. Yeah, exactly. Tiang Yang says the best CFs and LFC game was 2-2 at the bridge.
No, that game just had me pissed off with Havertz and Mount as per usual.
And I was annoyed the fact we went to, you know what, for the neutrals it was, not if you're Chelsea or Liverpool. For the neutrals,
trust me. Big up to V33 says, so when our city's under 15 charge is being addressed, listen, we always hope for that day to come, but listen, man, when that day comes, we will be there. We will be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we can do right now at the minute, man. So
didn't you hold a few charges yourself recently?
we admitted ours, just obviously we went over the box a little bit, but it wasn't something that it was a minor detail. This is 115 charges, so you know what I mean. Until they stop these lawyers and whatnot, then it ain't easy. It ain't easy. But that day, when City get charged for that day online is going to be a madness, like
crazy.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. But yeah, listen, I want to do Premier League predictions, best of the rest. We're gonna do top 8. Should we do top 8? Because at the end of the day, the best of the rest, Aston Villa are in there.
You have to squeeze Chelsea and Tottenham in, so we have to do top 8.
Yeah, man. I don't want to talk about the Harry Kane situation because again, it's just an ongoing saga. But guys, get in the top 8 predictions, guys. Top 8 Premier League predictions. I wish there was a website where you can put your predictions in, but I don't think there is. But yeah, Premsy, give me your top 8 predictions.
Do you want reasons as well, or just
reasons as well? Yeah, reasons as well. You know what do you think is going to happen?
I had my top 8 done. We did it on Premier League Unpacked yesterday, and to be fair, it was a pretty sick show. Goonerly and James, big up to them. They made me look at things a little bit different with what they were saying. I slept on it. But I think Man City will win the league. That's my honest opinion. I think that they don't need no added motivation. Yeah, they might have lost a few players, but you've seen them bring in Gravadol, and
you know what?
You see they'll end up. So go on.
Yeah, there's a predictor table actually right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you it on your thing in the private chat, and then you just put your top 8. BBC Football, I put one on actually. So yeah, go on the private chat right now, and then click on the link. When you man are ready, then put your predictions in, and then one by one we'll show who finishes in the top 8. And anyone who wants to get involved, the website, I'll put it into the chat right now as well. If anyone wants to play at home, they can play at home as well. And yeah, put your top 8 predictions. It does say for the rest of the league, but we'll just do top 8. So you seen it there, yeah, Premsy?
Yeah, I'm just in the middle of doing it now. I will.
No, show it one by one.
Show it one by one. Right. Okay,
yeah, one by one. One by one.
Let me take off this. Then 2 secs.
Yeah, Wolves. Listen, Wolves. I think they're gonna get relegated, man. Wolves, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Wolves are getting relegated. Yeah, there we go. So this is your top. Okay, Man City first. Okay, you said that clear. Man City
Yeah.
first.
I'm going Man City first, obviously. Reasons, I don't think they need extra motivation. I think they want to go for that 4-peat. Pep, best manager in the league. Yeah, to be honest with you, I am going to change it up. I did go have Liverpool a second. I just think for some reason, if they bring in a centre defensive midfielder, I think they'll bounce back from what they did. But like I said, talking to James and even Roms, hearing what Roms has got to say about Liverpool, I'm changing my opinion. I'm going to go with Arsenal. The reason why I had a little bit of doubt with Arsenal, because I think we're going to have a little bit of a tougher season than we did last season, being back in the Champions League can have an effect. And obviously the expectation on us now. Last season, we had no expectation, and it is what it is. And it sometimes when the pressure's on, we're seeing towards the back end of the season us falling off. Liverpool, I'm going to put third, and
Okay, say
I'm
less.
putting Liverpool third.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, I think Jurgen Klopp, we can't sleep on him too much. He's a top quality manager. You're barring last year, for the last 6-7 years, these guys have been up there challenging with Man City. They had an older squad in midfield. They have revamped it a little bit. They've got serious firepower up front. I think Darwin Núñez, second season in, and he showed some promising signs last season. Luis Diaz was a massive blow for them guys last season. He come back into the team towards the end, and you're seeing the turnaround these guys had. I think
You
Van
know what,
Dijk.
Prem, sorry to chime in. Diaz as well, pre-season, been fire. Average a goal a game, scored a banger yesterday. I don't know if you lot saw it, but yeah, I just wanted to add on to that.
It's Wi-Fi passwords, man. Let's see it in the Premier League, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I said Wi-Fi password.
But honestly,
Bro,
I don't know.
Wi-Fi password.
I've just got a feeling Liverpool are going to come back up there. I don't feel like that they're going to. I think with the lack of expectation on Liverpool from loads of people as well, it might help them with them being in the Europa League rather than playing in the Champions League as well. That might be able to help them as well in the Premier League, so they can actually mix up the teams a little bit rather than having to play two of the strongest teams every game. I think that could work in their favour. I'm going for United fourth.
Okay.
Man United fourth. I think you have improved on your team from last season with the signings that you've made, plugged a few gaps. But I think it is going to be a little bit more difficult with Liverpool coming back, in my opinion. Arsenal, City already there. Newcastle fifth. I think they'll have a little bit of a drop off. I don't think they'll drop. I don't think they'll drop off massively. But I think Champions League, whatnot. This is my opinion, innit? You get me, bro? We're just gonna have to wait and see, innit? I'm just telling you that. I'm telling you how it feels. 6. I'm going Aston Villa. You get me, people? I'm going Aston Villa. I'm telling you now. I'm being serious. I think Aston Villa here, yeah, they're a team with a good manager in Unai Emery. Yeah, they might be inside the Conference League or whatever the hell it's called. But I think they'll win that. I think the signings that they've made shrewd signings. Musa Diaby is going to come in and be very impactful. We've already seen Ollie Watkins hitting the ground running. They've signed Tielemans. They've already got a decent squad. And if you look at the turnaround from when Unai Emery came into Villa from Steven Gerrard, if they kept on that trajectory and he was in there full time, they would have been knocking on the door for top 4. So I see it like that. I'm going to go Tottenham 7th. I'm going to go Spurs 7th.
No.
I'm telling you, I think
that's mad.
This is on the road to 40 points again.
This is what I'm thinking. On which one?
And then 8. Last one.
Chelsea 8 for me. I think progression for them from 13th to 8th. You get me? I think that's what. That's how I see it.
At least we got above Brighton. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's the top 8.
Then.
You get me? And that's not me being biased or anything. That's just how I think it might turn out.
Okay, so
that's the predictions change during the season, but before the ball's kicked and everything that's gone on so far, that's what I think.
All right, then you take yours down, and then Robs, you bring yours up when you're ready to go.
Do you have to set them up already? Because I've already done my top 8.
Oh yeah, you just set them up already.
Wait,
if you want to set
I'm
them up
a bit
already.
of a granddad. How do I share my screen?
Go to present at the bottom.
Yeah,
and then go share screen.
Can you see that?
1 second. No, you got Chrome tab, and then choose that Chrome.
Cool. Can you
Yeah,
see
there we
that?
go.
Cool. If you
Yeah,
thought
yeah, that
Prem's
looks
was
good.
mad, mine's even madder. For
Make it a little
me,
bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Just
Right, you put Chelsea for third, you know, dog. What is going on there?
aside of a bit of a I
Oh,
don't know how
man.
to make it
no,
bigger.
that's
Can you?
calm. That's calm. We can see that. We can see that now.
So for me, City, I'm fed up of doubting Pep. They'll probably start off slow, but I think he's just gonna invent a new system or a new way of playing, be hard to beat, and they're just gonna hit mad form just before Christmas probably. And I think that's why Man City win. And I think Pep. He's got that winning mentality. I think he's gonna want to be the first team ever to do a four-peat. So that's my reasons for City. Arsenal, I do think this goes down to the last. It goes down to the wire, the last day of the season. I think there's only a point or two in it. I think Arsenal are going to push, but I feel like they just won't be able to blow the house down in the end. But I think Arsenal are going to have a good season. I can see them doing well in the Champions League also. Now, Chelsea, I can't even see the chat right now. It's probably going mad. But my reasoning for Chelsea is I just think one game a week under a manager that has a lot of good young talent and he knows how to nurture and develop them, whilst everyone else is focusing, having to juggle European football and the Premier League. I just think if this, like we were saying earlier, Said, the start of their season is key. But I think they'll have a good start, and if they can maintain that rhythm, I think we're going to be looking at them during the season like Chelsea are. They're overachieving. So I think Chelsea third. I think United fourth. Again, other than Rashford and Bruno, I don't really know where your output's going to come from. I think Højlund in his first season, I think he's going to... I don't think he'll do badly, but I don't think he's going to do amazing. I just think he'll have a decent first season, but I think you're going to be reliant on Bruno and Rashford again. And even with the midfield, I still need to see how that dynamic's going to work. I think Amrabat comes in and does well, but I just think United will finish fourth. I think for us, Liverpool, again, going forward, I have no worries at all. None at all, but it's the other way. I think Klopp's not going to find a way to start nullifying the goals. But a little softener, which I think our fans may want to hear, I do think we win the Europa League. And I think towards the back of the season, we start prioritising that. And you know what? If I'm going to be a bit shameless, if we finish fifth, or in Chelsea or United, if your coefficient's good, you do qualify for the Champions League. It is a bit embarrassing to qualify that way, but I think we win the Europa League and we'll just scrape fifth. But I think the top four between us and United, it's going to go down to the wire, similar to City and United. I think it'll be a thing where they pip it the last day. Aston Villa, word to what Prem said, I think it's Emery. That's the game changer for me. It's him. He's a wicked manager. I think he's going to be able to juggle Europe as well. They've got some good players, man. Diaby coming in, Tielemans coming in. That they've got a lot of good players. And a batsman like Watkins. Watkins is prolific. I think he's going to have a good goal scoring season. So that's my reason for Villa being sixth. For Newcastle, I just think when you got pressure on you, it's different. Yeah, they got the quality. Yeah, they're trying to build slow, but I think Champions League is going to be too much for them. I think they come out of it completely, not even finish third. Depending on their pot, I think the pressure is going to be a bit too much for them. But I think they have quite a big drop off this season. And Spurs for me, and again, they look decent in pre-season. I do think Kane will stay, and that Kane and Maddison link up will be good. But I think they're going to have similar problems to us, like going the other way. I don't know how defensively stable they'll be. And yeah, they're my reasoning for eighth. But yeah, that's my top eight, man.
Okay. Right, you take your one out, and then Lewis, yours is already ready. Mine's already ready as well, to be fair. But yeah, man, let's see what yours is, Lewis. I'm apprehensive to see what Lewis is going to do, you know. Okay, let me see.
Right, so
Okay.
that's my
What?
top eight. So, by the way, first thing I want to say is let's not pretend that there's going to be a title race, because there really isn't. I think City pissed the league and it just becomes a race for top four. So with that in mind, it could have been Newcastle and Arsenal, either one for second or third. I can't lie, Premsy riled me a little bit, so I had to drop Arsenal down a little level. The game it is where it is.
I'm just saying it as I see it, fam. I respect your opinion, fam.
Bro, Newcastle, yeah?
But I do think they both finish above us. Like, Eddie Howe's a good coach. He gets the best out of the players he has. I think they're going to fly under the radar a little bit more this season. And I also think they drop out of the Champions League early. Arsenal, I think, might go far in Europe, not win it. But that might also hinder the title race for them too. Plus, I think City are just walking the list. Chelsea make top four. as I've been saying. Liverpool just miss out because somebody has to. Manchester United, that midfield you're attempting to make with Casemiro, Mount, and Bruno, I just don't rate it. I straight
Take
don't
the
rate
Mount
it.
agenda out, man. Mount is
No,
gonna do well, man.
Mason Mount and Bruno agenda, and Casemiro's knees are going to be dying in about 6 weeks. And if he gets suspended, you lot are done out. So to me, United go to 6th. Villa, 7th, go back into Conference League. Unless they win it, then they play Europa. And Brighton, fuck Brighton, but they finish 8th. No Caicedo.
Okay, guys. Listen, I can't see Newcastle doing that. But listen, boy, Liverpool 5th is a mad one above Chelsea. But again, if you get Caicedo in, it could be that one. But listen, we have to respect what you put on there. But yeah, you take your one out then, and then I'm gonna put my one in now. Well, let me show you my one now.
We're all so different. It's unreal, isn't it?
Go ahead.
So this is what I've gone for. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a bit too. Yeah, so this is what I've gone for.
Yeah.
Oh, what have I gone there? There we go. You guys can see that? So,
Yeah.
Manchester City will win the league. I think that's clear as day. Listen, there's no one catching them, I think. But I think it will be a bit closer than I think it was last season, even though it was still close last season. But I think Man City pipped everyone to the league. Arsenal finished 2nd. I still think their development is better than everyone else's. I think for me, they've probably, still bought in a couple of additions. But I just think, you know what, 2nd is still respectable for Arsenal. Another year challenging for the league, still good. Manchester United, for me, I think will finish 3rd. I think it's just, I don't know. I back myself to concede less goals than Liverpool, therefore more clean sheets, therefore win more games. I think Liverpool will not keep as many clean sheets, and I think for me, their backline will be exposed this season. But they should have enough with their firepower to get into the top 4. Chelsea will finish a respectable 5th. I still think for me, I think the balance is not quite there. I think they'll have some bad games, especially in the top 6 games. I can expect Chelsea to get hammered away from home, which I think for me would not bode well for their team. So I expect Chelsea to have a few bad away performances in that aspect. Tottenham to finish 6th. I don't know, man. I've got a feeling with Angier, it could go horribly wrong where it could either go so well, but it could either go so wrong. And I think that kind of feeling is, I don't know, man. I just think for me, it'll be up and down season. And yeah, I'm going for them to finish 6th. Newcastle will finish 7th. I expect them, for me, to struggle this season a little bit. Not to the extent that everybody's saying, but struggle in the sense of maintaining what they did last year, the mentality, what the know-how, that edge there. I think for me, they'll struggle in that. I do expect them to maybe win a cup this season, whether it's the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, in that aspect. Maybe even drop down to the Europa League. You never know what they could do in the Europa League, so watch out for that one, people. I'm going to go with Brighton to finish 8th. 8th for Brighton. I know they got Europa League, but I think they finish above Aston Villa because I think Aston Villa will concentrate on the Conference League. Therefore, kind of almost neglect the league. But I think Brighton should have enough quality to finish in that aspect. But that's what I've gone for. If anyone disagrees, let me know. But I think that's a respectable one, to be fair. Go on, then.
I disagree. I'm just letting you know.
Well, okay.
I think you've got to give Villa a bit more credit,
Yeah.
That's sort of one thing I think. I think
okay.
Villa should be in there somewhere.
I think so. But I think for me, it's because the fact that I think they're going to concentrate on the Conference League and they're going to win it. I'm going to predict Villa to win the Conference League. And by default, they then suffer in that result. When you go far in the competition, you then suffer a result somewhere down the line. Because then when you go into the end of the season and you're challenging for the top 6, top 8, you can't play your first team. And I don't think they've got a great depth in their squad. They've got a good...
They have, bro. They brought in quite a few players, man.
They have brought in quite a few, but I think ultimately, when it comes down to the end of the season, I reckon the last 10 games, they'll just start to kind of maybe put out a weaker team. And then Unai Emery will put a stronger team in that aspect.
Do you not think it could be where... Look, I agree with you. I think they'll win the competition. I think Unai Emery, in them lower competitions in Europe, he's quality. Do you not think, though, that could give them confidence by winning them games to help them in the Premier League as well?
Yeah, could do in that aspect. But I don't think it's anything like, you know what I mean? They could finish 8th alongside Brighton in that aspect, maybe 8th in that aspect. But I don't know. I just think for me, Newcastle will have enough quality to finish top 7. And then, yeah, Aston Villa. But again, it's neck and neck. From 8th, to 6th or even 5th, I genuinely think anyone could be there. Like between Brighton and all these guys, Liverpool, whoever. I think it could be neck and neck. Whether we're saying that it's 8th and it's just kind of like, they could be 3 points behind 5th. We don't know how the league's going to be. It's becomes
We'll have a better understanding after 10 games in it to have a better prediction. Obviously. Right about now, it's just a guess in it, and I think the window's not even closed yet, so teams are still going to strengthen in different areas, which could potentially change opinions as well. But this just shows you how good the league is, man. This just shows you how good our league is.
Yeah, I think Prem's hit the nail. Sorry to cut you side. Prem hit the nail on the head. I think if we was to do this again once the window's shut, I think all of our predictions will be different again because we would have seen a few games, 3-4 games in the season, and let's be honest. A lot of clubs aren't finished in the window yet. I think all of our clubs will have at least a player or two come in and a lot of outgoings at the same time. So, yeah, man, this is just for now.
Yeah, facts. A couple of super chats before we wrap up. How are the Italian FA so efficient with than English FA when it comes to smacking cheats? A club with Juventus history versus an overnight conman. Listen, I think Italian clubs they admit it, and then I don't know how they avoided that. Pay the fine and avoid playing the Conference League. Nah, man, they should have played Conference League, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm paid the fine. But it is what it is. Aston Villa always an early team. And what are you smoking, mate? Man United 6. Your biasness stinks.
But listen, your turnovers will stink. We will see.
Well. There you go. Turn FC rattled. But people, man, it's been a good show. Still 1.6K in here. What a good show, man. Good numbers. Like I said, we're live Tuesday, 5 p.m. Best of the rest show, man. We don't really care about Man City on this show because we are the best of the rest. We are competing to win that league. We want to be the best, but unfortunately, we are the best of the rest. So it is what it is, man. Carefree Lewis, big up to you, bro. Love for coming on, man.
Big up, my guys. 3 p.m. every afternoon. Chelsea news on my channel, so check that out, people. Live with Hussam at 10 p.m. We're going to be live with him and Igal discussing why we misprofiled Kai Havertz only for him to start up front. Look forward to it. So check that out, people.
There you go.
And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
There you go. Big up to you, man. Always, man. Check out his channel, Carefree Lewis. Good chat in the banter. I love rattling there for Tor. You know what I mean? I know the guys in there. But it's good fun, man. It's good fun. Premsy, big up to you, man. Love for coming on, man.
Now, big up the panel, big up the chat. Literally just dropped a video just before this about Kieran Tierney potentially on his way out of Arsenal. Real Sociedad are interested in him. Yeah, and also West Ham are interested in him as well. Obviously, the Ansu Fati news as well, the bid that's gone in. And also, it looks like I'm going to probably do another video in a minute to welcome Raya to Arsenal, people. So make sure you stay a lookout for that. Subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated, man.
Big up, man. Big up, man. And obviously, Rams, big up to you, man, for stepping in, man. Love as always, man. We're on the Super Sunday show most Sundays, but big up to you as always, man.
Yeah, you'll catch me on the Super Sunday show. You catch me on Premier League Unpacked on Prem's channel as well every Monday around 6, 7. Obviously, I went there yesterday, but yeah. And later on, I think we're doing the same thing on Monster Channel, Big Six Band. So we're going to do our predictions and whatnot. But yeah, now catch me there. But big up every time, Saeed, man. Big up Liz, Prems.
Big up, man.
Everyone in the
Come
house.
on, people, man. Make sure you should like the video. Big up Patrick as well. Big up Monts as well. And yeah, man, big up to everybody, man. I'll be back live later on, 9:30, people. So I'll be here live talking about United and what's going on with the latest Man United news. But yeah, man, tune in. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the evening. If not, we're out.